Alright, I am getting ready for bed here in a little bit. Sorry, Wednesday, don't mean to disturb you too much. Lucy's birthday was on April 3rd, and she's officially 8 years old. She's officially an old lady. But I'm just getting ready to do my skin care for the night. I'm going to be trying out this Numbuzin number 9 mask to see if that does anything. And then something else that is new is the DMAF Hero, my first serum. I've seen this already in a video. I'll kind of go through each product after I've pulled them out. I like to lay stuff out. And I'm more likely to do my skincare if it's in my bedroom and not in my bathroom. Because, I don't know, just like the thought of going in the bathroom just makes me, I guess you could say it's a little bit of a lazy thing. But, that's just what I like to do. I think I'm going to use the Sika Riedel Shot 300 today. I'm trying to build up to where, I'm trying to get used to the 300, that way I can do the 700 weekly and not have my skin be irritated. Oh, I forgot to grab a moisturizer. Hold that thought. It took me a second to find it, but I found it. Well, in the wintertime I like to use thicker moisturizers, but now that it's starting to warm up, I mean, it is going to get cold in April again, but it's gonna start warming up and I need something lighter to work with. So I have the Beauty of Joseon Red Bean Water Gel. I haven't opened this yet. It's what, how many mils is this? 100 mil. Not too bad. Goodbye. So it's this packaging. I also have the Beauty of Joseon's the ginseng toner. Not my favorite toner. I'm going to use it up, of course, but I just don't like the scent. I also need to use up my Mediheal Metacasticide blemish pad. I think I have another container of this stuff. I'll kind of have a review of toner pads here in a few. I don't have a whole lot. I lie, I do have a lot of stuff. And I'm thinking also I'm going to do some eye patches. This Grace and Stella. This is for saggy under eyes. Or I could use the Restoring Eyes, which is a purple. The question is, which one? Probably Firming if I had to pick one that I would prefer. I apologize for all the yawning. I have pretty much everything I need. A lot of times when I don't feel like going in the bathroom to wash my face, I use micellar water. It just kind of helps get all like the gunk off during the day. Now if this was a situation where I was wearing makeup, then I would be actually double cleansing. But I have a huge thing of micellar water. So I, figured, it's bigger. Why not use it? I got these exfoliating pads from Kroger. They're just your generic. They can like be torn in half, I've noticed. But I'll use the exfoliating side to kind of buff everything out. I am now watching a new show on Amazon Prime. I don't have Hulu or Netflix, but on Amazon Prime, it's this murder mystery show called Midsummer Murders. And it's actually quite good. And it kind of I'm gonna show my age here. You know, the days where cell phones were those big chunky things, and like you had to pull the antenna up back in like the 90s and stuff like that. That's what that is. Because I think this was done in the 90s. It could have been the late 80s, 90s, early 2000s, something like that. But I feel like it was in the 90s because, yeah, I feel like we had like good flip phones in the 2000s. Because I remember when like the Razor came out and everybody wanted a Razor, including myself. But my mom got the Razor and I didn't. I got her hand-me-down phone. Thanks, Mom. We are gonna pull out toner pad. These tweezers are okay. Some people don't like to handle their toner pads. I get that. But I just like pull a chunk up. That way I can kind of like lay it on its side. And I can use it that way. Okay. H-I. And this toner pad has like two sides, a softer side, and then the other side is more rough, like exfoliating. It's made out of this like gauze material. The scent's not bad. Not my favorite. I prefer the tea tree one. So honestly, I might just go back to using the tea tree after I'm done using this toner pad. Because I've repurchased that one. And if I had a choice, I would probably choose the tea tree one over or the Metacasticide one. Let's see. Next, I think I always do this. It's the Riedel Shot 300. You only do this every 3 days. And this has the micro needles in them. So you really want to avoid your eye when you're putting this on. But basically it like punctures your skin superficially, but it allows for skincare to penetrate a little bit more effectively further down into the skin layer, at least in your epidermis layer, I would think. And then as your skin sheds the top layer of cells, it'll just shed the, you know, any leftover stuff out. I've not had any issues with this. I know some people might have had bad reactions, but I've not had any. And I will be using an eye cream too from, what is it called? It's the Fresh, the Lotus Youth Preserve cream. Bought it, although I think I might have to stop using it again because I'm starting to get this these weird breakouts around my eyes where it looks like a pimple but you can't pop them, like they're hard, and I'm thinking that's because I'm using that again. But I'm gonna use it till it's done, of course, because it's me. You gotta use your stuff. But use the DMF, give it a shake, and this is nice because it's a bubble serum. And they seem to have like really good products. Let's see, it's a bubble. Let me just gently work it in. And this is supposed to be good for like your first kind of serum. You know, when you're new to skincare. I just like wanted it because of the bubble feature. And that actually kind of feels really nice. You always go down to your neck. I know some women in Korea like to go all the way down to their chest, but I find that with how my skin is, it just does not like that very much. Not in the sense that it gets irritated per se, but more it's gonna break out. Like I get acne on my chest, my back, my arms. Sometimes I've had pimples on my butt. It's so gross. but that's just because of how my hormones are. I'm sure once I go through menopause, I will be not doing that anymore, at least I hope. But yeah, that's where we're at. Kind of pat this in a little bit too. It doesn't feel sticky, which is nice. Put these eye patches on. Although I don't know if I'm supposed to use this after I put on moisturizer or after. I might have to do this before. But I'm going to put these eye patches on real quick and hopefully they don't stick to the top of the thing. Okay, good. They didn't stick to the top of the thing. Sometimes it'll stick to the packaging and that makes it hard to pull out the eye patch. And there we are. Eye patch. So this will stay on probably about 15 minutes or so. I'll take it off, put my eye cream on, and then I'll come back and put the other mask on. About 15 minutes. Take these off. They're so weird. They're so like squishy and stuff like that. I like them a lot. Gonna pat everything in. Take my eye cream. It says that you can use this morning and night. Honestly, I probably will only use it at night, which I have been. I think there was maybe only one time I used it in the morning. Well, your night, my morning, because you know, I'm usually up at night. Swirl it. And pat it in and stuff like that. You want to use a light touch because like if you're too rough, that's how you create more fine lines and wrinkles and all that nonsense. All right, I've already read what to do with this, and then it comes with this strap that kind of goes around your. I'm gonna kind of pull that back a little bit because I'm gonna try to keep my hair out of it. Looks like there's quite a bit of a perforation here. Hopefully I don't spill anything. Oh, it tore rather easily. Get my handy dandy mat here. Now I gotta figure out which one is for the eyes and which one is the under part. Okay, so this one has 2 holes in it. I'm assuming this is for your eyeballs, and it's quite saturated. Oh dear, how am I gonna figure out where? That's my only qualm with masks sometimes, is that I can't figure out where, there we go, where the end of it is. Okay, yeah, this is the top part. I'm trying not to drop it, my goodness. When I say it's saturated, I mean saturated. Like, am I doing this? Oh, God. Okay, there we go. Got it. Hopefully I can get this on without... Why do masks have to give me such trouble? When they're saturated like this, it kind of makes it a little difficult to get on the face because it wants to stick to itself, and then my hands are slippery and all. Push that on here. There, I think I got it. And then this bottom bit, Oh, that one's drippy. Very drippy. Very, very drippy. Okay. And it comes with these ear hole thingies. And you're supposed to put okay, I got that part. Like, it is soaked in essence. Like, holy crap. That is probably the most soaked I've ever seen anything. Or any kind of mask. And I thought the Numbuzin #2 mask was soaked. No. This one is by far drenched. Like, I pulled the bottom part out of its packaging and it literally was dripping. And then this strap is just made out of cloth. Nothing fancy about it. You basically put it underneath your chin and tie it at the top of your head. I'm not going to do it too tight up here the knot, but definitely snug. And I have a pretty big head, so that's also a factor in all of this. So that is what it looks like when you have it all done up. The only thing I don't like about it is how the chin part is soaked in essence to the point where the ear holes here, I need to fix this top bit, the ear holes are also soaked in it, which makes it kind of annoying to put it around your ears. But supposedly this is supposed to help with your double chin. It's supposed to tighten everything. But I look terrifying, to be quite frank. And I'm talking weird now because of this, the thing I put around my head. And I don't know how you're supposed to clean this thing, if you're supposed to wash it afterwards, but I would assume you'd have to at least rinse it and dry it because it's going to have essence all over it. So, alright, it's been about 20 minutes, which is the recommended time. I don't know why this reminds me of the Joker, but it does. Maybe it's the Jack Nicholson version that it reminds me of, because if you've ever watched that movie, you would know that he plastic surgeon, there's a scene with the plastic surgeon and like he was unwrapping the bandages and started cackling like a madman. Okay, take this off. I don't know if, supposedly this is supposed to make you snatched. I don't know if it does anything or not, but I suppose we'll see. Hold this back up. I'll probably end up cleaning that really well and like, ugh. Take this off my ear. The ear holes were kind of on the smaller side, which it did say that, you know, some ear holes, some ears might be a bit too big, but supposedly it's not supposed to be drying. It's been on for 20 minutes and it says to pat in the essence. But I just want to do a quick test here because it was drenched in essence. I just want to see if anything comes out after I have had this on my face. So I rolled this up and I guess we'll see how much was in it. Holy moly. I guess I could have left this on even longer. But that is a lot. That is so much. Like, yeah. Look at my hand to wash that off. But yeah, that is a lot. Dare I say, that might even be more than what was in the number 2 mask. I don't know. But I may not even have to use moisturizer. But rub this in. Pat it in, whatever. I don't know if it even did anything. Just my chin. I guess I'll watch the footage after, but does my chin look snatched? I guess a little bit from the front. I don't know. We'll see when I look back at the footage. But like I said, I might not even have to put moisturizer in. But I guess we'll wait for this to dry down and yada 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 blah blah blah. Tacos. Tacos. Tacos.
I don't fall, we don't fall. So hungry. Winston's like, Mommy, I starve. I starve, Mama. Little smoky melody, melody. Bubba likes speech.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't like other birds.
She doesn't like birds at all. Oh, and I've tried. I've mixed them together. She's like, fuck you, Mom.
She's like, no bird, only fish. I'm sure if she was hungry enough, she'd eat it.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
You think she'd choose starvation?
Yeah, she's done it before. She's chosen starvation before.
Tofu miso soup? Strawberry jello. Hazelnut spread.
Hello everyone. I haven't recorded for like the last few days just because I've been sick. I got food poisoning and Satan decided to release hell through my butt. So I'm feeling a little bit better. We are gonna make some shrimp tacos with a slaw, and then I'm gonna also make like a corn salsa and like guacamole and all that stuff. I don't have tomatoes. Tomatoes went bad, or at least the one that I did have left. But that's okay. You don't really need it if you don't want it, or if it goes bad. I don't know what the frick I'm talking about. Got corn tortillas. I am going to basically heat them on the stove, like crisp them up a little bit or cook them up a little bit, because the flavor will be really delicious that way. Alrighty, so we're just gonna kind of prep everything and get everything ready to go before I even cook the shrimp. Battery is probably gonna die while I'm doing this. Let me grab a knife. Gonna make the slaw first, probably. Put it in this big bowl. It's not gonna be too exciting. It's just gonna be literally cabbage and lime juice, and maybe some salt. But I'm gonna be kind of light on the salt. My hands are clean, I promise, and I just cleaned the counter, so. This bowl might have been too small, I don't know. Anyway. I just bought this lime juice. shake it up, so I'm gonna do that real quick. And I'm gonna... Everything I am making has a little bit of onion in it, so... I'm gonna do that. And I don't measure, just because that would be silly. Some of these onions I need to use up really fast, just because otherwise they'll go bad. I think we'll use red onion for this. Recently, I found out that Val Kilmer passed away. He was a big part of my childhood. So, for those of you that don't know, and I just recently found this out too, he played Moses in Prince of Egypt. And I think he also voiced the voiced God from the bush. If y'all remember that scene, the burning bush. So, kind of sad, because he was a big part of my childhood. I knew him as Batman, along with Michael Keaton. Those are the two main Batmans I am familiar with. So, I'm a little sad, but he's a good guy. I'm just gonna mix this up real quick. And yes, my hands are clean, because if I have to repeat that, it's so annoying. So, like, even if it wasn't clean, are you the one eating it? No. I'm not serving it to anyone else other than my family. Not a lot, because we're not trying to make sauerkraut. Next, I am gonna make some guac. Last week when I bought this avocado, it was rock hard, and I accidentally cut into it. But today, we're all good. You want to be careful with these pits. There we go. Because if you aren't careful, you could slice your hand and make yourself what's called an avocado hand, where you can't move your fingers. I think I'm gonna make a big batch of it because of the fact that we like guacamole in this house. So I might cut up another avocado.
Look at this.
JoJo. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That's an anime?
Yeah. Yeah. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, an anime. I've never watched it. I can't remember when it was made. Was it the 80s or the 90s? Can you look it up?
90s.
When was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure made?
He's just beating the fuck out of that cow.
That's how PETA thinks we beat cows for cattle. And then once the cow stops producing milk, which generally, as if you milk them, they generally won't. But if they do, they wait for, I don't know if they wait for a period of time, but then they get them pregnant again.
From 1987 to 2004.
Ah, I knew it was in the 80s. I look like the 80s. Go me. You could tell by the art style. God, this avocado's solid. It's definitely not ripe enough, but we're using it anyway.
She was included on Time's annual list of 100 most influential people in the world.
What, JoJo?
JoJo Siwa.
Ew.
Influential? Ew.
I don't think she's that influential. She literally, you know what she called pop? Gay pop. Like, she wants to make a gay pop. And I'm like, you mean pop in general?
I'm gonna look at her personal life. She was in a relationship with Mark Bontempo.
Oh, lime juice, and then we'll use
LGBT.
purple onion.
It's the flavor of it.
Here's your avocado. Well, guac. Guac without the tomato. So. Pretty good.
I scared DeBobo.
I don't know if I should make corn salsa. We've got guacamole. Because I am going to make the rice. The cilantro lime rice. So I don't really know if we really necessarily need the corn salsa.
It's a good kitty.
Okay, now for the shrimps. Shrimps.
Fry up them shrimps.
Well, we're gonna cook them on the pan, yeah. But we are going to season them really well.
I've never had shrimp tacos.
Neither have I.
Neither have you.
Neither have I. We're just gonna do our best. Yeah.
That's a lot of red cayenne pepper.
I also pulled out paprika. No, I didn't dry these because I wanted some of the moisture. Maybe I ought to.
Do you have viewers, Ashley?
Yeah. Not a lot, but that's okay. I'm
You
just
don't know.
doing.
You could blow up one day.
Yeah, well, one day. But I am okay where I'm at, and I'm doing what I like, so that is okay with me. If I blow up, if I blow up. If I don't, I don't.
How will you handle the fame?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out.
Ashley was found outside ODing in the Viper
No.
room.
No, never touch that.
Never go to the Viper room.
Never go to the Viper room. Isn't that in California?
Yes.
That's where like a lot of like famous rock stars got like high and like OD'd and shit.
Yeah. That's where Joaquin Phoenix's brother died.
Oh, well that's terrible.
If you know who Joaquin is.
I know who Joaquin Phoenix is, Adam.
He played Johnny Cash in
Yes, he did.
Joker.
Got our shrimps. I put them in this bowl. I know it's a little bit big for the shrimpies. These shrimp are deveined. The bigger the shrimp, you gotta devein them. If they're small, you don't really necessarily have to devein them.
Hey Ashley, did you know that shrimp can get like this big?
Yeah, I know they can get huge. Over in the Pacific, I think, I don't know.
Basically, their size just depends on how much food they can find.
And they're bottom feeders. Well, they are.
I poop on
Do you remember that scene from Shark Tale, where it's like the shrimp is like, my sister had a baby and then she passed away, so I took it over, and then it lost all of its legs.
Look at this Smokey.
Look at that Smokes. He's so handsome. He's so cute.
Mwah.
So curious. Don't let him lick anything, please. We don't need
You're
that.
disgusting.
Alright, so I've got a garlic powder. And my battery's about to die. Hold, please. Alright, we got our shrimpies in the pan. We will come back when they are done. And they're done. Got what you want. Pink. Can we just all appreciate how cute Crow is? Stole the seat. Smokey with a toy. And then winged it. Are you gonna go disembowel that? Yes, Mama. I disembowel toys. Alright, assembling le taco. Tortilla. And start with 2. A little bit of sour cream. Spread it. Can't see what I'm doing, but you get the idea. A little bit of guac. Also spread. I like my guac thick. Okay, a little bit of slaw. Don't judge me. And then shrimpies. You want to go with 3 shrimps per taco. Or if you can fit them. And then we've got some Monterey Jack cheese. I guess you could use queso, fresco. But Monterey Jack is one of my favorites. A little bit of that, a little bit of that. That. And then I think I'm just gonna top with a little bit of my leftover corn. Give it a little bit more color. And there you have it, shrimp tacos. Yum yum.